All right, Guitar Friends, episode 25, a quarter of the way to 100 episodes.
It's like a celebration episode.
Uh-huh.
How fitting.
How fitting.
And Addison's here.
I'm here.
Hey.
Hello.
My favorite comment.
Yeah.
So this is where Addison went?
That was
last
the
video
comment.
you were on, which really felt like a dig at both of us.
Yeah,
it really was like, oh man, this is where he went. This is where he
You
went.
guys just let me hang out with
yeah,
you.
you were just here. You're here sometimes, and hopefully more.
More permanently later this year.
Yeah.
Yay.
Whoa! Big announcement on the podcast.
We're moving. Yeah, this is. I haven't told the internet yet.
Hasn't told anyone on the internet.
And now you just told 312 people.
Yes. Moving to Nashville.
Boom.
Yeah.
Boom.
All 85 people that make it this far.
Yeah.
I like to think.
It's like we just started.
I like to think this is the podcast people come on to make, big announcements in the tone world.
Oh, interesting.
Maybe this will start a thing.
Yeah.
You know.
like it.
Oh, am I the first one to make a big announcement?
People will be like,
Yo.
I'll be like, well, hey, let's break the news right here on
that's
Guitar Friends. This
lovely.
is a famous podcast now. This is where Addison revealed he's moving to Nashville.
I thought you were referring to my big announcement. I would left my job and came here on Guitar
that was
Friends.
true.
Right.
Yeah.
That was
true.
number one.
That was the actual name
was
of that
number
video
one.
was Suze's big announcement.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah. That's
forgot
okay.
about that.
It's been months.
Yeah, it's
so-
been
It
months.
Yeah.
So much has happened. since
25
then.
episodes.
Yeah,
you know?
25 episodes.
Yeah.
Employee of the month.
Still, hopefully, I don't
That
know.
was one of the
maybe,
best.
maybe Addison will give me a run for my money. But
Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah.
You're too
just by
amazing.
telling funny jokes.
You're too amazing,
Yeah.
Suze.
Oh, gosh.
No way. You play guitar too well.
I like that you have very proper mic technique with that 57, by the way.
Thanks.
It's right on your chin.
The chin.
Here's the thing I know about him is that if you do this, you blow into the capsule
Yeah.
in it.
Yeah.
So I'm like, this
Exactly.
should avoid me not blowing into the
Wow.
capsule.
Yeah.
It looks like you're doing BGVs.
There you go.
Yeah, just gonna.
The reason you have that mic, by the way, is because every other mic I own is for amplifiers. And so this is the only this is the only mic I could figure out that was like, it would work for vocals too.
Yeah.
You know?
I
Interesting.
would have held a 609 as well.
Oh, I have one.
I saw it over there somewhere.
Yeah, it's on the stand over there.
Yeah.
I could have done that.
Yep.
I thought
I would've
about
been
just
like
giving
you.
you. I thought about giving you a fat head and just letting you hold it,
Just like-
but I figured it would pick up too much facing
yeah.
the other
Yeah.
people here. You know,
That would have been
Nice and
ridiculous.
I only want to use ribbon mics from here on out.
Right.
we could
want
put one right in the middle.
121s.
Somebody else, Brian, Worship Tutorials, put a 360 camera in, and I think we should start. I might get a 360 camera. And just put it right here and
Interesting.
let people turn to whoever's speaking.
They can just.
We'll just put it right here.
So okay, here's a
That's
How
question.
about we put it right here? We get a chair.
That's a strategy.
Yeah.
We get a chair, we put a thing in, and we put a mic in their face. So they feel like they're on Guitar Friends. We put a mic, like there's a mic right here.
That's
and then
really good.
and then
It's
we
like
ask
VR.
them, yeah.
Whoa.
And then we
It's like-
ask them questions and we just pause.
We ask them questions.
And then we just like they like answer what their favorite guitar is. We're like, good
And we
answer.
go interesting.
Interesting.
Like a kids' TV show.
Yeah, like in church, when everyone's like,
Like Dora.
Yeah, like
Yes,
Dora the
Pastor.
Explorer
Yeah.
asking the audience questions
Should I
and
go
waiting
in this
for a
door or
response.
this door?
Totally.
Oh
Wow.
my gosh.
That's great.
yeah. So that's that. We had some barbecue for lunch. How was that?
It was good.
Yeah.
Okay, the brisket was great.
Huh?
I thought the brisket was really, really good. The ribs weren't peg leg pork or good,
Okay.
which is also
That's
natural.
understandable.
Yeah, this
Where
is
does
my
Martin's fit in those three? Because you went to 3 barbecue places in
Yes.
4 days, 5 days.
yes, yeah. I had barbecue today, yesterday, and Tuesday night when I landed.
Okay.
Martin's brisket. Oh, I think that might be the best brisket I've had in Nashville.
Wow.
Of course, from Kansas City, so we have very good barbecue in Kansas
Yeah.
City. My biggest knock still is the sauces here. They're just not Kansas City
Interesting.
sauce.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you
But-
going to have to bring bottles of Kansas City sauce with
I'll
you?
probably just get used to it.
Okay.
I like some of the sauces here.
Yeah.
Martin's has it's like this vinegar water sauce,
Yeah.
you know, where it's it just falls
real,
off your food.
Real thin.
Yeah. I'm like, I want this to be a part of.
Did you get Martin's the white sauce, the Alabama white sauce at Martin's though?
No, but
That's
my
a
mom
hack.
and dad both did, and they loved it.
Yeah.
The
That's
Martin
different.
sauce is what you're describing, though. It's the most
Okay.
watery barbecue sauce
yeah.
like possible.
Ever. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what's up with that. It's just their thing.
Their
You know?
spicy barbecue is not like that. It's thick. It's
Okay.
like, and
Okay.
it's kind of sweet. And
Is that the one that they
spicy.
serve in the little dish?
You have to ask for it. It has
Yes.
a big X on the top of it.
Really?
It's called the Devil's Nectar is what it's called.
Really?
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, dang.
Yeah, it's hot.
It is good.
But it's super good. That's my favorite.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hogwood. Yeah, Hogwood was nice.
It was
today.
good.
Yeah.
Peg Leg's sauce was better than Martin's. I'd say Hogwood's spicy was good. I thought their original sauce was okay.
I love barbecue.
Me too. I could eat it all the time. You know what I haven't had yet in my life is dino ribs.
Oh yeah,
The
giant ribs.
Yeah, like the beef. That's on my list. I've
like
never
giant
Never
beef
even heard
ribs.
of it.
I've had beef ribs in Kansas City.
Where?
actually. I don't remember what it was called. But it is laughable. They come out
Yeah,
and
they're
you're like, this is
huge.
too big.
Yeah.
Beef ribs are like a real Texas thing.
Okay.
Like a
Like they do a
tomahawk.
lot of beef ribs.
Okay.
It's
Yeah.
very large.
I mean, you can get beef ribs anywhere.
Right.
There's cows everywhere.
Sure. I really
Beef
want to
everywhere.
have beef ribs.
But I feel like that's a very Texas thing. The giant slab of beef ribs is like a very, everything's bigger in Texas kind of thing. You know what I mean? So a lot to get to today. That's a lie.
It sounded good though.
That's a lie.
I believe
no
you.
agenda.
You should have rolled with it. I believed you.
All right. Well, that was so soft open. You're moving here, and
Yep.
we played some amps. I plugged in some amps for the first time in a long time today. Amps are too loud, but they sound really good.
Yeah.
Maybe better than all the modelers. Let's just say that. Maybe.
Certainly.
Yeah, but they
sitting
only
in
do
front of
one
them.
thing.
Well, it's true.
You know.
And we just played clean all day.
It's true.
You know,
Right.
we had a little bit of
That's a good
overdrive earlier
point,
with one of the
yeah.
very small amps. It's just too loud.
It's like when you got the purple plexi in, the latest one, and we plugged it in.
Yeah.
We're like, what did we immediately plugged it into the Kemper just for effects.
Oh yeah, that's
We
right.
like rolled it through the Kemper so that we could have effects.
No way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We just used
And it was
Kemper
just like,
effects
oh
pedal.
yeah, it's like a clean amp. You have to turn it so loud.
yeah, especially those.
It's really
Before
unpleasant.
it will do anything good.
We
And
went
it's
down.
just, you know.
We went down to Susan and I went down to Alabama. Why, you might ask? Did we do such a thing?
YHW.
It turns out that we have a friend who lives down there, and we can put in some clips here of what we did. But well, this is what we did. So Brian really wanted his redemption, for calling In-N-Out the worst fast food.
Right.
Should I rehash it? I don't know.
He said that it was
don't
worse
know.
than McDonald's. I mean,
Which,
that sums it up.
Is a real stretch. and we had some food at his house. We went and saw the new studio, and it was great. We had a great time. Even there, though, coming all the way back, we turned on some amps. They were just too loud.
Yeah.
We just I even at one point was just like, I wish we could turn a Kemper on.
So do you run the Kemper that hot ever? Like in here? Do you ever like just crank the Kemper up like a?
Yeah, I'll play it loud, but
Okay.
the thing is, I can have the tone I want and just get it right where I want it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. There's like a requisite volume.
You're
on
in
those
control.
amps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With a tube amp, it's in control.
It's in
Right. It
You're
tells
hanging
you.
on for dear life.
Yeah.
We've been getting a lot of comments lately. I noticed a trend about modelers being fake, and tubes are real. And today, someone left a comment and I read it. It said, "Well, it doesn't really matter because modelers are just pretend." Which I thought was a really interesting
Pretend.
choice of words.
What are we
pretend.
playing?
I love
Like
that.
we're pretending to play the guitar.
What, like it's one of those easy bake ovens?
Yeah.
It's like you're baking with a light bulb.
Like we're playing
actually
Your
yeah.
food
eat it.
comes out cold if you put it in. It won't bake it.
Like we just turned on a Chuck
That's
Berry
pretend.
Yeah. Like we just turned on a Chuck Berry vinyl and then we're playing air guitar. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? It's like Tom
Yeah.
Cruise sliding across the floor. That's
You
pretend
don't even
guitar.
need to know any chords.
You know what's good pretend guitar? Guitar Hero.
Oh.
That's literally
yes.
pretend guitar.
Yes.
Right.
I don't think this
Yeah.
is that.
It's more about pushing the right button at the right
Yes,
time. Like
yes.
that's not.
I think
guitar.
there's a bit more skill involved with playing a modeler than playing Guitar Hero.
Maybe.
Have you played Guitar Hero?
Yeah.
Yeah. The drums are hard.
On
dude.
the
drums
max,
are hard.
You gotta get the-
on the
yeah.
max setting.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. That might be.
That's pretty wild.
It might. Yeah. So I have a big announcement I wanted to share with everybody.
Speaking of announcements,
And speaking of announcements, another big announcement.
are you
Two-
moving to Kansas
This
City?
is please don't.
I should-
Yeah, I'm actually moving to Kansas City. Sorry. The barbecue here is just not up to my standards.
The ribs.
So, unfortunately, I have some bad news to share with everyone.
We're all waiting. Even the 360 cam is waiting.
Sorry, I was a little parched.
Yeah.
I have some bad news to share with everyone.
the timing.
We had a sponsor for the podcast, and due to circumstances outside my control, we no longer have a sponsor for the podcast. Now, does anyone remember what the sponsor of the podcast was?
Tone Junkie Vintage.
Exactly. It was Tone Junkie Vintage. And unfortunately, my big announcement, I have to shut down. I'm shutting down the business.
Wow.
But HW,
That's going to be a great clickbait because that's going to be the title of the video, and I just said it again. So the algorithm is really going to grab
shutting
it.
down.
So here's what I'm shutting down the business.
Is
So
that because you sold everything you wanted to sell?
That's a good question.
it's so hard to make this succinct. UPS is just the worst. And I'll also be sharing this. You may have seen this already on the bathrobe, content I've been doing, which I love.
By the way,
What a name.
can we actually stop for a second?
Please.
The bathrobe videos are golden. Don't ever stop.
Okay,
doing
what do you
them.
think of the bathrobe?
I like
We'll-
them.
Yeah,
we'll
let's
come
do
back
this.
to this.
I
What-
just told you.
what-
I like them.
You like the bathrobe?
Yes.
It's it feels like a new character.
Yeah.
It feels very fresh to me. I have no real agenda.
You know what it reminds me of?
Go ahead.
You know when you first did the Tone Junkie podcast and you would just sit there and talk to yourself
Bro.
on the phone?
Yes, it's that.
That's
It's
what it
that.
feels like.
And people do miss that.
Listen, when I first met you, that's how I knew you.
True.
And you opened my car door and you said, "Well, hello there." And I was like, I about melted out of my seat. I was like,
Oh my gosh.
It is I, HW.
I'm enjoying it. But it does feel, it's Saturday mornings. It really is shot on Saturday mornings. First thing.
It's like you somehow found a way. And this is, believe me, I mean this in the best way possible. You somehow found a way to for there to be even less effort
Oh wow.
in making a video, but it's so good.
Dang.
It feels so fresh.
It's that's what it is.
It is even less effort.
You're winning in this. You've optimized.
Yeah, it's not
I
a
literally-
slam.
It's not a slam at all.
The night before, I just set up one camera. I put the card in, I put the battery in, and then I go to sleep. And the next morning, I just wake up, I put on my robe, I make a cup of coffee, and I just come down here before the kids are up to stuff, before any images come into my brain, before any screens influence me, and I just go, let's chat about something. You know what I mean? And by the time this airs, I will have already probably touched on a subject over there, and it's why I'm closing, Tone Junkie Vintage.
So you mentioned UPS. Can I take a guess?
Yes,
Did they break something in a bad way?
yes, exactly, exactly. And it just reminded me, I don't really want
What did they break?
an amp,
Yeah.
and
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, they did.
and
we all knew
we've
it
all
was-
been there.
We all knew it
We've
was
all
going to
been there.
happen.
they sent me a letter that basically said the results of their investigation were that I should have wrapped the amp better. Can I just suggest to everyone for a second? The amp is a wooden box,
Right.
and it broke. I'm supposed to have a cardboard box stronger than the wooden box inside,
Right.
and their whole thing is like, well, it should have been more
It should have
protected or
been a
something.
crate.
And it's just like, well, I don't know. The wooden box protects the things inside, and it destroyed the wooden box.
Right.
So
so what is their? So they're like, you should have packed it better. We're not gonna pay you the insurance money
Exactly.
for it. Did you pay for insurance on it?
I did.
That is horrible.
Trust me, I have already done a whole bathrobe show about it.
I didn't
It's
catch that
already-
Have
episode.
not at the same time.
Yeah, I haven't. Have
horrible.
not.
I
have.
have not.
I haven't.
That
have
will
not.
mess with your
Gosh.
brain.
Yeah.
Whoa.
So it's just I realized I don't actually want to ship any of this. Then someone did order a guitar, and I didn't see the shipment notification or the order notification, and then he emailed me a couple days later and was like, "Hey, I haven't heard anything, so I guess just cancel my order." And I was like, "Oh, my bad. I don't know. I didn't have it set up to email me every order like I have with the other stuff." So anyway, he was cool. I ended up sending him the guitar and got him his free everything pack. But then I just realized, you know what? I don't want to do any of this.
Like 3 orders in, you're like, I
I
don't know
love
about
it.
this.
I
I
love
just
it.
realized, never mind. I don't want to do any of this.
Yeah.
Right.
So I still will have Tone Junkie Vintage, and I might sell a couple guitars on there because I've never had the guitars really get broken. They're in a case. I wrap them in the case. They seem to be fine. But the amps, for whatever reason, I feel like it's only happening with small amps too. It was an amp head, and I think it's a heavier box, but it's small enough for them to drop.
Yeah.
If it's a large combo, like a big thing, they aren't going to pick it up and toss it. You know, it's going to go on a dolly and then it gets set back down. I think the guitar, they know it's a guitar. You know what I mean? But when it's just a box, man, and it's and it's like an amp head, it's the size of a lot of Amazon packages. It's the size of a lot of just stuff. You know? And I think they're just tossing it, they're dropping it, they're doing all sorts of stuff. But the pictures I got back of this amp were just like, they clearly dropped it or threw it. The whole corner like came out and the nails are sticking out. And it's like, this is a wooden...
It was dropped on the corner, probably.
Probably.
Yeah.
You're right. Yeah, probably.
That's a bummer.
And it's not like I have it in any sort of weird way. Like, it can't really move in there. You know, but they're like, well, the small cell... I have the letter here. I'm not going to read it on this. I'm not going to read it here. I'll read it in my
You
robe.
will, though.
In the
I'll
back
read it on the
You
robe
sure
later.
will.
Yeah.
And it's like they're like, this letter they sent was so condescending. It was like, we're a third party, an independent third party that reviews claims. After the results of our investigation are as follows: there wasn't sufficient packing
We're an
material.
independent third party that gets 100% of its business from UPS.
Yeah,
Labs.
yeah. Crawford and Crawford
and
Associates
Ups.
or some.
Crawford and
Yeah, Crawford and Ups.
Okay, here's a question for you. What
Yeah.
if, because what's the value in Tone Junkie Vintage? Is it just being able to unload some of the gear that you have to
Yeah,
your
I thought
audience?
I was gonna say. Look, I thought I was gonna save fees on Reverb,
Yeah.
and now why? So I can just I got to
Yeah.
refund this guy the cost to repair it,
Yeah.
and that's
And no protection, no
yeah,
reverb.
no
Yeah.
fee,
Yeah.
and then it's like I should have just paid the fee.
Right.
At least when I've sold with Reverb, and something like this happens, they just cover it.
Yeah.
Right.
What if
You
you
know?
pay FedEx or UPS to package it for you?
Yeah, it gets real expensive to
Does
do
it?
that. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
I might pay them this amount.
Right.
I think the repair of the
Right.
amp's like $200.
Okay.
Not terrible.
No?
Honestly, it could have been way worse.
Could have been way worse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you know, also it could be dropped and it could have damaged the amp. Luckily, the amp wasn't damaged. Just miraculously the head box. It probably got dropped in the corner, like you're saying. You know, dropped, opens up, and the amp
So the
was
amp
fine.
still functioned.
The amp still functioned perfectly.
Yeah, you really lucked out.
Yeah, good. Thank you, PRS.
It could have been a total loss
for making
yeah.
a great. Yeah. That's why
Yeah.
the guy wanted to keep it. He was like,
sure.
he's like, it's just like kind of falling apart. I got to get it fixed. You know.
I've had that exact same thing happen with a laptop, you know, and then I had to give the guy some money back. That was a bummer.
Yeah.
But yeah, you could invest in like that expanding foam.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Spray
it's like the spray foam.
You know what I'm gonna do?
I mean, you could just become your own shipping company.
I'm just
too.
gonna bring everything to Carter's. I'm just gonna go to Carter's and locally, and some guitars I'll put on Tone Junkie Vintage, but amps I don't think I can do it. You know what I mean?
They
Local
are-
is pretty good.
What?
Local is pretty good.
Yeah.
Local is
You
good.
just pick it up and there's no fee and shipping.
Local is good. Carter's has gotten top dollar for a lot of stuff. I have a lot of things I would never ship. Like I have all these Gibson 60s amps, and I don't want to ship them because I don't think that's a good idea for those amps. Silvertones, those amps, they just don't survive shipping. They're just made too cheap.
Is Carter's commission not too bad, or is it a lot? It's probably more than Reverb.
I think they will say 15%. But if you have a really choice piece, or you talk to them, you maybe done some business there. I've gotten better rates than that before. You come in with something that's one of a kind. They know they're going to sell. It's a high dollar thing.
Right.
They're we can do it.
I mean,
you know.
15% steep though.
It is steep, but I sold 2 train wrecks there and got 10 grand for one and 6 for the other. And 6 I took,
Bro.
and they told me you shouldn't have taken that. And they were like, you should have waited. And then the second one sold for 10, and they were like, see, you should have waited. And I was like, lesson learned.
Whoa.
But honestly, they got me so much for those, and I was in both of those for about $4 grand each. One was like 47, one was like 4,000, and they just get top dollar. And their thing is like, if you got something that is not available, like no one else has, like I have another train wreck there. There's one available out there somewhere right now. I thought about buying it. like I could make a business of just buying every train wreck that becomes available and then just reselling them at Carter's for 10 and 12K, and then they'll just resell at that amount. There's so few of them out there. I could do that.
You'll
You're like, I
single-handedly
could do
drive the
that.
market.
I don't know.
Yeah.
How much are these
Yeah.
things? Why can't I
business
do that?
plan.
I have
for
a
me.
few grand in savings.
Turn it in.
So that could be a thing.
Well,
You know, they got me so much for that. Now, other things I have had sitting there for a little while, and you know, maybe there were other similar items. But the stuff I've never had anything go in there that didn't sell that
That's
I didn't
cool.
take back out. A couple items I was
I
like,
mean,
never mind. I won't
whenever
keep
you go in there, there's always people from out of town looking in.
Yeah.
It's a
Yeah.
staple, you know.
I went there.
yeah.
First
Yes-
time.
yesterday.
No, I'd been before. Yeah, I guess it would have been yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so this is you're speaking a bit to like the top dollar thing. So I picked up a ton of guitars in there, ton of Gibsons in particular, because I just played all of Suze's
Did you
instruments.
really? Oh, cool. That sounds like a fun adventure. Should have filmed it.
Oh, we should have. It would have made a great episode.
Yeah,
Next
we'll-
time.
we'll pretend.
Whenever I
Yeah.
move here, I can do
Okay,
it again
there you
because
go.
I'll forget.
I love it.
But I played so many Gibsons, tons. Some of them absurdly expensive. Some like Murphy Age stuff. I just kept picking up, and I was impressed by like one of them, and I probably played 15. Which is, I feel like that tends to be my experience with Gibsons. But the thing that really blew my mind was how expensive. It was like top dollar price.
Yeah.
And I'm not bashing them. If they're selling stuff for that, by all means, like they're able to get it. But I was just like, whoa, this stuff's expensive. Like I played a 78, looked like a refinished P bass that was like $2,900 that like needed some fret work, I feel like. And I thought, man, a 78 P bass for $2,900 in this condition, you know? So I don't know what
So,
I'm getting at. Other than
I will just
I was
say
surprised.
this about Carter's: they sell a ton of consignment stuff. Okay. They say they sell more consignment stuff than any vintage shop in the U.S. And so, the thing I've learned about Carter's is because a lot of their stuff's on consignment. If you make them a deal, or if you try to make them an offer, they'll just call the person. The state might accept it.
That's
like
cool.
it depends on how motivated they are to sell. It depends on, whatever, how long it's been in there.
Yeah.
You can kind of ask, like, do you think this guy has any wiggle room, or is there any wiggle room? And they'll just say, like, we'd have to call and see. But I get calls on my stuff, like someone's offering this.
Yeah.
And then also, so, sometimes it's worth it. Because when you go bring stuff in there to consign, they ask you, what do you want for it? And so they're perfectly fine. And I've seen this in there. They're perfectly fine if there's 4 vintage Basemans.
Yeah.
And one is 16K and the other's 9K.
Yeah.
And it's just understood, like the 9K one's going to sell first.
Yeah.
And like maybe the condition's not perfect on the 9K one, but they're like, whatever. Someone else brings in an amp.
Yeah.
We just
It's just how it
we've
is.
got the inventory, right? Like, so sometimes you can get a better deal, but you're right. It is very top dollar.
I
You're
was
also right. Gibson
surprised.
sucks.
Yes.
It's a really, I don't know what they're doing.
When
man.
you said 1 out of 15, I was like, we should call that the Gibson ratio.
Man.
Totally. Like,
And I feel
1
like
out of
that's
15.
even
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
And what's crazy too is like those are old. Those are older.
some of them were.
Right.
And there was brand new stuff. There was the Tom
really?
Murphy stuff. Yeah, there was a few vintage pieces. The best one I played was like I think it was a junior, a Murphy Age junior, and it was like $4 or $5 grand. It was all black. It was great, but it was just like I like played it and it was like so loud, acoustically, and I was like, oh, this is really cool. This is the best thing I played. And then I looked at the price tag and I thought, I don't know if I'd pay that much for it. I don't know if it's I still don't.
Yeah, there's a lot of dog guitars.
Yeah.
A lot of vintage dog guitars.
Yeah.
I've played some of the worst 70s Fenders I've ever played have been in Carter's.
Dang. Okay.
You move a lot of stuff. You get a lot of
Yeah.
dogs there. I mean, that's just the nature of like guitars. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Yeah.
And I've been like, hey, can I try out that 68 Telly? And then you get it, just like, this is terrible.
Yep.
Right.
This is really. I wouldn't pay $40
Yeah, it's
for
like
this.
at some point you're paying for the rare. You're just paying
Yeah.
for the rarity of it. You're not really paying for it as like a tool.
For sure.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, there's some. I mean, all the old stuff is going up, and for sure, you get like a, I don't know, something like even just a 57 Deluxe, like the 5E3, the Fender Deluxe, Tweed Deluxe. It's just they've gotten so expensive. It's not really. It doesn't even really make sense. You wonder if anyone buying them is still using them for the purpose. or if it's just people buying them because they're going up as a part of a collection. There's certainly still people who own them who use them, and because I feel like you talk to any of the older guys, anybody over like 40, and you'll find guitar players they always have a bunch of great stuff. If they're really like kind of into gear, they'll have great stuff, but then you talk to them and you're like, oh yeah, I bought this 15 years ago, I bought this 20 years ago, and when it wasn't that crazy, like it was a premium, but it wasn't crazy. I just saw a thing about like small vintage amps are just going up like crazy right now. Kind of the gear market's like still falling. A lot of the used stuff is going down. There's just not a lot of transactions on Reverb right now. Like there's like it's very tough to find a Sir under $2,000. We used to find them all the time. It used to be $1,800 Sirs all the time, a used one. Because when your guitar's at 21 or 23 new, even if they hold their value really well, you're going to find them. Yeah. It's very tough to find.
After $3,000 new.
Yeah. No, some of them are 36 and stuff. And but I bet if you look right now on Reverb, we probably find one Sir, or, two maybe, under 2,000. And the rest are all used. It seems like everything's 25, 26. I'm selling a Sir.
The red one.
It's probably going to go.
On Tone Junkie Vintage?
Probably.
Is this part of your plan? You texted us a plan. I need to get rid of what?
I need to get rid of
5 guitars.
5 guitars and like 30 or 40 amps.
That's a big plan,
100 amps is a lot of amps.
Can you just take 40 amps to Carter's and be like, can you sell all these, please?
Sure. It's a good question.
Sure.
Yeah. Will they limit that? I mean, we can't even put all these out.
I don't think I would call before.
I'm coming in with 40 amps.
I'll have a U-Haul.
Yeah. You'll know when I get
rent a U-Haul.
Yeah, I would call. I would call and I just say, hey, here's what I'm planning on bringing down. And usually they want you to call, but I'm not bringing anything I haven't seen in their store before. You know what I mean? Usually it's I think they have the right to refuse anything, but
some of them still have the Carter's tags on them.
Yeah, I don't own anything. A lot of them do.
A lot of them
just leave it on there and sell it again. Yeah,
I own very few things they wouldn't sell in their store. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You
got a good collection.
No, look, they have a lot of like vintage stuff that's like what you'd expect, but they have a lot of weird stuff.
Yeah, they have a lot of weird new stuff. Sure,
Yeah.
for sure.
It's not just like, it's called Carter Vintage Guitars, but it's not just like really, the same 5 brands vintage stuff.
Yeah.
They have a lot of everything.
Variety.
Yeah.
I did play I sat down there and played a Martin one time. And I was like, this is the best Martin.
Was it a small body?
Yeah.
I think I might play the same one.
Like an
it's
OM?
like a
It's a pre-war
LG one or something.
I don't even know what it is. It was a pre-war guitar,
Okay.
and it was like $10,000 or $12,000.
It's just shredded, like totally beat up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I was like, this is the best Martin I've ever played.
Was
I'll
it all
split
mahogany?
it with you. You want to go back and split it?
Nope.
That sucks.
Is it there now?
I don't know. That was years ago.
It,
though.
I think it
it's
was
gone.
there. I was
It's
there
gone.
like maybe a month or 2 ago, and it was still there.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I always play it when I'm there. A couple chords.
What's it look like?
It's smaller.
Okay.
It's pretty beat up.
Is it all mahogany? Is
yeah,
it dark
it's
top?
like dark. Yeah,
It's darker.
It does. It's not the one with I learned about what is it? Block frets, not block frets. Rails. Rail fret. Have you guys seen
no
this?
idea.
It's like basically the fret width is what keeps the. I had to ask the guy. I was like, "Hey, what is this?" They're as wide as they are tall, and so they just are like railroad ties, almost slid in there, and then they're crowned, of course. But he said the width of the fret is what keeps the neck from bowing under pressure.
Because it's pushing on
Exactly.
each piece
Yeah.
of the
No,
fretboard.
it is not doing. It's not that.
Yeah.
Square.
No idea.
Don't know
You
what
would
that
know.
is. Yeah, you would know.
You would
yeah,
know,
It's not that.
but
No.
yeah, some of those old Martins, like the all mahogany ones, to me have such like an amazing like
Oh yeah.
it's like this top end thing that's just beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the
Just
wood
sounds
is
old.
like 90 years old.
Yeah,
Right.
And
You can't fake that.
you
gotta-
can't
yeah.
fake that.
You just
No,
gotta-
it happens. Something happens to it. But
Yeah.
yeah, so there are some gems in there for sure.
yeah.
But they, it's not. Anyway, I think maybe the whole point is like you don't just walk in and absolutely everything you pick up is amazing and
It's
worth
true.
the price.
Yeah, you gotta wait.
Yeah.
Wait
Yeah.
through it.
You know.
I played
Yeah.
a 64 J45 that blew my mind. Similar experience. I was just like, anyways,
Like
go
so
ahead.
good.
Price
Yeah.
on that? 6
40 something. I think it had been like refretted, neck reset. It was like, I would buy that to play. And I had this thought as I was there, I was thinking like, the player grade, check out the repairs. I'm like, had all this stuff that I'd want to
You
do
would
to like,
do.
yeah. So it played really well,
Interesting.
Yeah. Anyway, sorry I interrupted you.
No, it's okay. That's what we do here.
Especially when we don't have a topic to talk about.
I try not to do that. Ask my wife.
Yeah.
Don't want to interrupt people.
So, you know what we should do?
Yes.
I
What?
mean, I'm not giving you any time to think about this.
Okay.
I mean, we should, well, he hasn't even seen that. It doesn't make any sense.
You've come this far.
I was
You
gonna-
might as well keep going.
I was going to tell him
go forward.
He should do we should make him do the $1,000, $2,000
He should.
challenge.
He spent his whole life waiting for this moment.
Yes.
You know about
Okay.
pedals, right? You know
Okay.
about pedals.
You haven't seen the episode yet. You haven't seen the episode.
like a guitar, like an effects pedal.
Oh,
Okay.
But
yeah,
by the time they see the episode,
Okay.
by the time they see the episode, they will have seen we did a $1,000 and $2,000 challenge, rig challenge. And so you got to build a rig with $1,000 or $2,000. Now
Okay.
you can choose an amp if you'd like. I would
Okay.
not recommend it.
Yeah.
Because obviously, if you go digital, you're going to save a lot of money.
Okay.
So, Suze, I guess is coming back. So,
Okay.
here, can we show him a couple of our rigs?
I,
You're going to make one for me in real time? Yes.
oh yeah, we
I
have
love it. Okay.
We have all this
This
stuff.
is lovely.
So here, I'll show
This is
you
fun.
because we've got. All right. While Suze is pulling that up, it's AT&T. They apologize for the outages.
That was a real bummer.
That was a real.
You're like too little, too late.
Did you know? Actually, I've been asking all my friends. Did you know the only people who had trouble with their reception were
Stop it.
vaccinated people?
No.
I'm kidding.
Wow.
He said that to me in the car, and I was like, what? And he just started laughing.
Honestly, I was surprised I
It
didn't hear
got
any.
you good, huh?
It would. You should have kept going.
Right.
You could have made me look like a total fool. You should have kept
Honestly,
going.
I was surprised that I didn't see that on Facebook. When all this was going on with
the
the
meme that
outages,
should have
I was
been-
thinking, surely someone thinks this has to do.
It's related to 5G.
This is 5G.
I know.
The birds disappeared. Has anyone seen a bird? Like, let me ask you a question. Did anyone see a bird the last couple of days? Can you think of a bird that you saw?
I saw an eagle's nest this morning
Yes,
at
I can.
Where?
a lake. Ragnarok.
Ragnarok
Yep.
Lake.
That's it.
So
Radnor Lake.
yeah.
Yes, that's it. Ragnarok is
Yeah, it's a
a
rock.
fictional
That's a
character,
good movie,
fictional place from.
Yeah.
So okay, just to fill you in here.
Okay.
Can we put these on the screen, Suze?
Yeah, sure. I'm going to show.
We'll put them up. So John, here was John's rig,
Okay.
1K and 2K. So here's John's rig. We can put it on the screen.
Is this just pedals?
Well, so you have to have an amp solution. Oh, John sent the non-pedal one first.
Yeah. Okay.
There
so
was a
listen.
debacle.
Okay.
Here we go. So here was John's. I got it. Yeah, so you can talk through yours. So John chose.
Okay.
It's on
So-
the screen. They can
so
see it.
first of all,
Yeah.
they're like, hey, we're building, $2,000 rig and then a $1,000 rig,
Okay.
Right.
and the text that Nate sent said, you don't have to worry about guitars.
Okay.
And in my head, I filled in or an amp
Okay.
because obviously
Right.
it's more fun
Right.
when you have more
Right.
of a budget.
Yeah.
So then I send these guys a picture, and he's like, dude, you don't have any amps. There's no way to make your sound loud.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I had a $2,000 budget, and I was only able to buy 6 pedals.
Yeah. What am I going to take?
What am I gonna do now?
But that's why it's tough.
So
That's good.
anyway,
All right. So here's
So-
here's your board.
that's the $1,000 rig. So the $1,000 rig was the Tone X, and then the New Wave. Have you seen this Jackson Audio New Wave?
I've heard.
Dude,
It's
sounds
a
so
modulation
good.
pedal, right?
it's yeah,
I watched like an hour worth of
It's-
clips.
it's
No way. That
so
was
cool.
awesome. That good.
It's
Whoa.
so cool. And then the El Cap and the Blue Sky.
Legendary. Okay.
Because
So that was the 1,000. His $2,000 rig.
so basically,
Basically had the Mobius and a compressor. So he had to-
Amazing.
yeah,
he had to get,
I had the
get rid of that.
trifecta and then
Okay.
the
Okay.
Suze,
My wheels are spinning.
Suze's $2,000
He's giving you time to
board.
think about it.
Okay.
Suze's $2,000 board was
Yeah.
his real board.
You made it
Which
work.
you can see.
It's
It's,
just-
his real board. He realized it's below 2,000.
Oh, it
Which is the
is.
board you
That's
saw.
in there, yeah.
And then
So
the
great.
$1,000 board, Suze chose, he
Nice,
combined
Suze.
into the delay and reverb.
The Collider. Have you played that?
The Collider.
I never have.
It's Source Audio.
Okay. I
delay
had a
and verb,
nemesis
yeah.
and a Ventress, but
So
It's
okay.
those two pedals in
Is it
one.
really?
Yeah.
Ooh, the
So he
Ventress
put that
is
in there.
super cool.
He chose
I
a
thought about
couple.
getting
He
it.
did the Tonex.
Ooh.
He did a harmonic trim.
Okay, hold on. Can we pause?
Yeah.
Shameless plug. The harmonic trim from the 3 Series, so good, and the choruses as well. I just had to say that.
That's
I'm sorry.
the other
Continue.
one on
Go ahead.
there.
There's the harmonic
It's
trim.
so good.
And they're like $80, like
Yeah.
used.
Yep.
So.
Yeah, we want
Yes.
used prices. You could find.
Oh.
So you can do this used. So
Okay.
so he did
Okay.
Tonex. He added those two since
Okay.
he couldn't have the Mobius and
Yep.
whatever. And then he did a
Protein.
A protein. Really good. So and
That's a great board.
a really nice amalgamation of his current tones, but in a smaller board.
Yeah. That's lovely.
I chose.
You're going to love these.
Yeah.
I chose my current rig, which is
Yep. Okay.
it's on the screen, a Kemper Stage,
Okay.
two
Two expression pedals.
expression pedals, and a chroma console.
Do a lot of wah-wahing, do you?
Sure, and yeah,
Sure.
Is that really your real rig? Do you have a board that looks just like that?
I don't have it on a board. I
Okay.
just bring, and you know what? I even do something else that's not TGP approved.
Okay.
I actually just bring in an extension cord, like a power strip, and I plug things in with the
you do.
yeah, because I only have two pedals that need to be plugged in.
You don't need the power. Yeah.
Yeah, and
power
this one
supply
doesn't
mounted.
even. It's like a built-in transformer in the thing, so it's just a
Yeah.
IEC cable, and then that one. So I just bring a power strip, a white power strip, and no one gets mad at me.
So you know what? You know what
fine.
amp
You're at a good
manufacturers?
church.
Amp manufacturers are not doing this except for one.
Yeah.
So PV makes the Invective. It's like a high gain amp.
Yeah.
On a lot of high gain. A lot of people doing high gain stuff will have a tube screamer. Like basically they just like duct tape it to the top of the amp because it's just always on. You know what I mean? Carving out the low end. So what does PV do? They in the back of the amp do a 9-volt power supply so you can power this thing from the amp. I'm like, why isn't
Yeah.
Kemper doing like a daisy chain power supply thing?
Power your other pedals from the
Yeah,
the
like
Kemper.
why? It's
Yeah.
like you.
Well,
you're
I
already-
think none, with the exception of the player, they're probably too big to like really put with their. I mean, most people aren't putting a stage with.
I'm just saying it's there. It's already there. It
Right.
would have been so easy.
Yeah.
It's
I like
one
the
little
idea.
thing.
You know
It's
who
such a
does
great-
that? Boss with the TU2,
Yeah, they do.
and then also
Polytune's got it too, right?
yeah, the Polytune.
The big one?
There's another company that just did it, and it's a weird, and I think it's off their volume pedal. And I can't remember who it is, or it's off their wah
not
or
Ernie Ball?
something. No,
Who else makes volume pedals?
Blue
Dunlop?
Blue Marie.
yeah.
I had
Remember
one of
that?
Yeah, I had one of those.
Yeah,
We were just talking to Jared about
little
it.
skinny
Yeah,
one.
we
they're
all-
small.
I like that one.
we all had
Weird
one. And then
angle. Forgot about
if
that.
if I couldn't have the big rig,
It was meant
You have a full drive.
yeah, full drive,
for full drive.
ego,
The
full
little
drive.
guy.
That's
And-
a good board.
And I'll tell you why, because the full drive it's one of the few pedals I know I like that you can get for like $80.
Right.
Very
you know,
cheap.
you can get
And
it super cheap.
You got the
good.
boost on there. Dual
Yeah,
track.
and you got the boost and the comp.
Dang.
Mostly because I was running out. I don't think I can afford the expression pedal.
But you put it on there
But I
anyways.
put it on in case I got a really good deal, because you can't find players at a good
They're
deal
all
yet. They're
new
too
right
new.
now.
In
Yeah.
But like,
case I got a good.
yeah, in case.
I know.
But you know that'll come down in value. So
Right.
$1,000 challenge, $2,000 challenge. This
I'm
should be the
ready
new.
for you.
This should be the new tradition.
This is lovely.
This should be the new tradition. Man, I had my iPad here. I could have given you that. But what? I mean, just start. Like, how would you approach this?
Okay, what is
You know?
the
Go 2,000 first.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
a good spot to start.
yeah,
okay.
the way that we all did it.
And
Yeah,
we'll
yeah.
we'll help you
We
keep
didn't
track.
talk
Okay,
about this
okay.
beforehand, but
Yeah,
the way
yeah.
we all ended up doing it
Yeah.
is that we built like the $2,000 board
Okay.
and then basically stripped it down.
Yep, that's
You know.
All right,
You look at prices and I'll do
yeah,
the pedals.
yeah.
Okay.
You look on
I love
Reverb.
this.
All
I love
right.
real time.
This is great. Okay,
Real
so
time.
I'm obsessed with the Deluxe Memory Man Tap Tempo.
Yeah.
I can't get one of the
You can't get one of the original chip ones.
Mine has the original chip ones.
Oh wow, those are worth a lot.
It is worth a lot.
What are they worth? Like $3,000,
No, I don't think it's worth that much.
one?
1,500.
That's the one.
Okay.
Yes, probably like $1,000. Mine's also
Oh, yeah,
modded
those
by
are
Analog
cool.
Man.
I do like that.
That's a great
I
story.
used to have one. Yeah.
Is that worth
How I
more or
got one.
less now that you have one?
Great,
That's been...
great question. I'd say probably more because they're usually the old big box
you're
ones
going
that
for
are
the cheaper
modded.
one on
I'm
this-
going for the cheap.
on
Okay,
this
so
board.
right now I have a 265 for a tap tempo one.
I can confirm 265.
Okay.
All right.
Who's keeping
that's
track
pretty
of how
good.
much
You do the
this
values.
costs? I'll do the values.
260.
260.
Oh, I need every dollar I can get.
All right, 260.
This is lovely. We're probably not going to get much better than 260. Yeah, 279. I'll just call it at that. That's probably pretty good. 270. Okay, 260 is the lowest one. Okay, can I?
Yeah, go ahead.
I just got a King of Tone.
Yeah.
I was on the wait list for 5 years. Does that count? If
What
I-
Yeah,
options
you
did you
can
do?
use that. Yeah.
I can use that. Okay, I got high gain both sides.
Both sides.
Yeah,
Yes,
you did.
because
Yeah, you did.
I got. Did I send you the picture in that thread? Were you in the NAM thread at that point? I don't know if you
don't
were. Or
think
not.
so.
Okay, I'll show you a
What's
picture.
the cost of a KOT?
It was almost $400
With all the upgrades.
shipped. Yes,
Did you
but
do
I
the
got,
Switch?
I didn't. No,
Okay.
just high gain both sides, and then I got the it's like the metal looking one,
You
like the
could've done-
black and.
You could have got a Joyo King of Kings for
not
I
the same, bro.
believe $70.
It's not the same, bro.
Yeah.
Is it 70?
I don't know. I have
Yeah.
a clone called the Queen of Bone.
Yes.
Oh man. Search that in Reverb.
This is totally
That'd be safe. You'd be safe to search
Yeah,
that on Reverb.
Reverb.
on
Not
Reverb,
anywhere
yeah.
else.
Not anywhere
Oh
else.
wow.
Okay, so
All right, so
$400
$400 for that?
400.
Okay, let's say 400. Yep. Because I also got a T-shirt. It was like
Man, that's a bold choice on a
380.
budget.
Okay,
dude.
I actually might change that though. I might go Benson preamp and Kilt V2.
What am I adding?
Let's go King of Tone right now.
You
Let's
got the
go King of Tone.
You
Yeah.
got the $1,000 board. Okay.
Yep.
King of Tone.
Yeah.
Look,
You got
you're all,
1340 left.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna go 2 Tonexes because I want to go stereo,
Whoa.
baby. And the deluxe Memory Man isn't stereo,
What
so I
can you
gotta
get a
go into
Tonex for
stereo.
right now?
Great question. Let me see.
Can we find a Tonex for?
Hey, I did.
350.
I
For
did see
300?
today that you can buy them brand new for $600 for the pair.
Oh, that's
they're
a pretty
running
good
a special
deal.
right
That's
now.
a good. Okay, that's a good.
On
That's
their
a really
website.
good
Oh,
deal.
really?
That's $300 each.
Whoa.
You got to do that. That's, you're not gonna probably not gonna get better.
No,
than
I
that,
did pay
don't
$280 shipped for mine a few months ago, but that was a few months ago. So we'll go current price. What is that? $600.
600 for both.
That's a
Okay,
good
so
deal.
where am I at?
You're at 740 left.
Left. Okay. Let's go.
You are blowing through this budget.
I sure am.
I love this. 2
Uh,
Tonexes.
You have delay and overdrive,
Yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
your amp sounds.
Yep. Okay.
Any verb?
Yes.
Okay.
Let's go with a Flint.
Ooh, a
Oh,
Flint.
yes.
Well,
I
that's
like
going to
that.
cover a lot.
Yep.
Yeah,
You got
then you get
trim
the
and-
trim too.
Yep.
How much is a flint these days?
Let's find out. I have a V2.
I'm gonna guess 300.
I'm basically building my board. I can
Go
get a V1.
V1, dude.
I can get a V1 for 260. I'm not.
seems
I'm not.
right.
I don't need MIDI.
260.
Yeah. So 260 is
You
what
don't
I'm
need
seeing.
MIDI.
Do you want your
There.
Tonexes? Sorry, you want the Tonexes in the middle of the board or
No,
the
at the end.
Okay.
Yeah.
I got you.
Thank you. Thank
Okay,
you.
so
Suze.
the flint 260.
Where are we at?
Now,
Where are we at?
how much is left, John?
480.
480
So
left?
480.
Okay. All right.
Okay, you got a little room.
I do.
But really
Mhm.
quick,
Yeah,
you're
tell
gonna
me.
probably want to start considering some more, some. What's the cheap JTS pedals called?
3 Series.
3 Series.
Yeah.
You're gonna want to consider.
Nah, save the 3 Series for the 1000.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I like your
I got
style
a
so
version.
far.
No,
man.
but I'm saying
Yeah,
if
go
he's
big.
missing anything,
I'm going big.
you know,
Yeah.
you can still pick up 3 pedals.
All right. I need a tuner.
Nah,
No.
No,
I
you
don't need a
clip
tuner.
on. We talked about clip-ons.
Okay. All right. That's fair. I already
Fine.
have one.
You get
of
a
those.
clip on tuner.
Okay, is
it's fine.
modulation important to you?
It
Like
is. Yeah, yeah.
beyond,
That's
like,
my next
You
pedal.
have trim. Okay, you're looking
Yeah,
at.
yeah.
What do you like? A chorus, vibrato?
Vibrato.
You want
Okay.
the Emperor.
No, I don't. I'm gonna go Boss VB2, the Waza version.
Oh, wow.
So that's 200.
200.
200.
How much I have left?
You've got 280 left.
See, I can do a lot with just what I've chosen already. Do I
Yeah,
want
you're
another
doing great.
overdrive? Do I want a compressor? No,
How
I
many-
don't.
he
I
has
don't need a
280.
He has
compressor.
280 left.
What can you get a VB2 for? 180.
$200.
200 bucks.
200
for
bucks.
reference.
Yep, this is a good site. Oh, do I want another delay? Yes, I do. I want a Boss DD5.
There you go.
Yes.
Dude, analog
Yes.
and digital
Yeah.
sitting side by
Yes.
side.
Now you're
yeah,
gonna
go ahead.
have. Now how much is a DD5
Oh,
these days?
You're getting close.
Probably
dude.
60 or $75. They're
Yeah.
so cheap.
Yeah.
DD5. Let's see here. You know what's cool?
It's a
Oh,
good looking board.
DD5 from $12. That's not real.
No.
That's a manual service
one's-
notes. 70, 80 bucks. 80
Okay,
bucks.
80
This is
bucks.
good.
That's
80.
looking good.
This
So
is
what's
good.
he down to,
You still
John?
have $200 left.
You still have $200.
I'm doing great.
You
know
can
what's
get a power supply still.
Oh, shoot.
almost.
Do I need to power
no,
this?
No,
You
you
don't.
need a
No,
comp.
no, no.
You need a compressor. Can
Okay.
you get an ego
Ooh,
comp?
a comp.
No, you don't want that.
I don't want that.
Well,
Maybe you don't want a compressor.
I don't know.
What's really
You want-
missing for
you
you?
want-
What's
I
your
think-
style?
for me?
You don't have any chorus.
That's true.
Do you
You're fine
need
with the
some
vibrato,
other-
though.
I am.
As the
Yeah.
king of tone enough?
That was my thought because I got a couple delays. I got reverb. I can do a favorite switch.
No, not a clon.
Would you go fuzz or a boost or something?
Yeah, let's go RC booster.
RC.
RC booster.
I used to
Yep.
have one of those.
Now, how much
I
are
still
those?
do.
160, I bet.
Oh man,
I bet they're 160.
that's how much they were new. They were 169 new. Let's see what they are now.
Do you want the V1 or the V2?
$100 V1.
Okay.
$100.
$100.
I'm not counting shipping here, so we might.
Yeah, it's okay.
Okay.
I didn't count shipping.
Cool,
either
cool,
on
cool.
mine.
So you got $100
I
left.
have $100 left. Oh, what can I get for $100?
Do a 3 Series.
You could do
I
a 3
could.
Series.
Not a clon.
else do
You
I
gotta go
like?
not a clon.
Maybe fuzz. Would
Yeah.
you ever use fuzz?
I don't ever use fuzz. That'd be fun.
I know.
Would be kind
Well,
of
what
else
would
do
you
I
do? What
like?
would you
You got
use that would be
$100.
useful?
Yeah. Probably a compressor of some kind.
Yeah.
Or chorus. I can't get an Emperor for. I like the 3 Series chorus, but I don't know if I want that. What about? Ooh,
This is good.
I love it.
the suspense.
He's checking.
Oh yes, Boss RV5, baby.
There you go. There you go. There
Yep.
you go.
$80.
Interesting.
Yeah, he's putting the
$80.
RV5
Three
on.
boss pedals.
Yep.
So then you've got $20 left
'Kay.
for a tuner.
What's your
And
signal
you're-
chain?
I could
you're
get
good
that.
to-
I
you're
could get
good to
that.
go.
Okay, my signal chain is let's go vibrato up front because it's got a buffer in it. And then we'll go RC booster, king of tone.
Plus, all the cool kids use vibrato before dirt.
Yes, that's my favorite place for it. It's,
Would
I
you
didn't see.
lay
I didn't
them
know
out-
that. I'm a cool kid.
Are you doing
Yes.
tone X's on the top?
Ooh,
Or
great
because
question.
you're not really going to have to mess with them, I guess.
No, let's do tone X's on the top.
So you're
That's
doing
great.
tone X like that's your amp. It's
That's-
like all
yep.
the pedals straight into the front of the
Yep.
amp.
Oh, I have $20 left over for a Tone Junkie matchless pack.
There you go.
Hey.
There it is. Wait, can
Shameless plug.
Can you run us? Can you run a sale so people can get that for $20?
Yeah, I'll give you a
for
code.
this episode.
Yeah.
Okay.
The code is
For the clubman, right?
All right,
That's
so
when you
we're
did?
going this
Okay.
way.
Yep, 100%.
Vibrato RC this.
Yep. And then
then-
we'll go. Yep. Deluxe Memory Man into the DD5
Okay.
into. Let's go Flint next
Okay.
into RV5. Yep. There you go.
That is so
Stereo
solid.
into Tone X.
And it's symmetrical. Look at it.
Look at that, man.
It was made for that.
You know
Wow.
what's funny is that's pretty close to my actual rig. What I'm using.
You just make your board.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
I think you nailed this.
Okay.
Wow, that
I'll
was
tell you
really
how
good.
I approached my $1,000 board.
Tell me. Yeah.
I just started taking things away.
Yep.
And then one or two things I had to find an alternative.
Okay.
Obviously, I went big Kemper down
Yep.
to little Kemper.
Yep.
Once I had little Kemper, what did I need?
Yep.
I couldn't get. It was like I need some sort. I was out of space. You know, it
This is
doesn't run
good.
enough.
This is good.
How are you going to approach the $1,000 board?
Okay.
You know, you got to go from 2,000 to
Yep.
1,000.
Yeah.
Are you just going to strip away pedals? Are you going to maybe get rid of the double tone X?
Yeah,
Are you
definitely
gonna?
that.
Are you gonna? Is King of Tone out and you need a
Yeah.
different drive?
Right.
You know, like
Yep.
how, yeah,
Yep.
yeah. What are you gonna do?
Okay.
there?
Prince of Tone is a cool pedal.
It's
You can
great.
get
But
those
also
things
Joyo
for-
King of
shout.
Kings. Come on, Demon Effects.
Do they have a Lord of Lords too?
They don't, but it's they you know.
Okay.
They should though.
They
Okay,
should.
here's- let me give you a pedal idea.
Okay, tell
you
me.
can pitch this
Tell me.
to your buddies back home.
All right.
This is not one. It's I texted you guys about this the other day. Christian theme pedal.
Yeah.
It's a triple overdrive
Okay.
called the Triune Godhead.
Oh my gosh.
Okay. It's 3 drives in one. 3 drives
3-in-1.
in one. The knobs, they're all different.
Yeah.
Except the more you play it, the more you realize it's the same 3 circuits, but the pots are just slightly different values. So the volume, to be even, they're all different. So the more you play it, the more you realize they're the same.
Because they're all the Trinity.
Right.
And the
Right.
Godhead,
Three
in one.
distinct overdrives.
Modalism.
One.
Are you guys catching this?
One drive.
Good. I love
three
that.
distinct overdrives, 1 drive.
Wow.
You just eventually you set them up to you figure out how
That
they
fits on
air.
a
my
pedal
gosh.
train too, by the way.
Ooh, that's a pretty good board
That's
right
pretty
there.
bad.
That's a pretty
A
good
pedal
board.
train too. You could find
Oh,
You could just find one on the side of the road.
Yeah.
You know
You
what I
just
mean?
drive up to Brentwood
Really?
and they're just sitting there.
You just look in the back of a Guitar Center or the trap.
Can I have this?
there's 2 of them here. What is?
Yeah.
Right.
Pedal train 2s are like a rounding error. At
Yeah,
this point.
yeah. Okay, so $1,000 board.
Okay.
You got a
Can't
tough
use the-
decision. What's your
Yeah.
amp?
Yeah.
My
Okay.
amp's a Tonex.
One.
Just
A
one.
single
And it's mono.
No. Here's what I'm gonna do. We're gonna ditch the Flint. RV5 is gonna be my reverb.
Okay.
Gonna go one Tonex
So one Tonex.
before the RV5. That's gonna give me stereo.
Oh, so
You know what I mean?
yeah, the Tonex.
Okay,
is not
so
the
one
ends.
Tonex,
Yeah.
and I'm going to give this to
Yep.
you. You said you picked up a Tonex for $280.
I did. Yep.
Okay. So I'm just gonna. So earlier we said 600,
Yep.
and maybe that's right because maybe you can find one a little under, one
Sure,
a little
sure.
over.
Yep.
So 280 for
Yep.
the Tonex.
Yep.
And
Man,
there you go,
this is
280 for the
tough.
Tonex, and you want
Okay.
the RV5. Which
Yep.
what did we say the RV5 was?
$80.
The RV5
All of 80
was
bucks.
80 bucks.
So I'm at 360.
You
Yeah.
got 640 left. Yeah.
It's okay. Okay, let's go. Gosh, man, the deluxe Memory Man to me is just so. It's so important.
You can't do it cheaper.
Well, there's a green one. Can't you do the green one?
Yeah, that's
That
only
one's cheap.
550 milliseconds of delay time though.
Well, I didn't. I'm
Who
not.
are
playing
you?
it. Yeah. I mean,
So he's only
My name is Addison.
Yeah.
Okay, so how much was it? Was 260, right, for the deluxe Memory Man?
you sure you're going deluxe Memory Man?
Well, what? How much? How much was
It
it?
was 260.
It was
the first
You know that
season.
they do a
Okay.
memory boy?
Yeah.
It's
But
like
there's no tap tempo.
It's-
want
you
the
gotta-
tap
I
tempo,
gotta go
right?
tap.
Doesn't it have a tap tempo?
A memory
It
boy?
doesn't.
No, I don't think it does.
Mm-mm.
I don't think so.
There is a memory
Memory.
boy, but I don't think it's a big. There's
I
a bigger
think I
box
had
memory
one.
box.
Yeah, there's a
Okay.
bigger box.
Memory Lane Junior.
Oh, I love them. I just sold one of those, but that's
It's
not.
got tap. It's analog.
It-
What 180?
Well, yeah. So I'd save how much?
What about like a DD200 or what?
Yeah,
What's,
I don't really like how those fit. Ooh, hold on. Do I go DD20 here? How
Oh, maybe.
fun
Dude,
would
that
that
I had
be?
a DD20 and it works.
And the
It
RV5.
works.
It's like, what year is this?
How fun would that be? Let me see how much those are. Or honestly, a
The
DL4 would be
DD20
I
is
know a
double
sick.
one,
DL4.
right?
Oh, I
So
love
Stu, we
DL4s.
did this unofficially with Stu. We're
Yeah.
gonna do it.
Yeah.
He pulled out all these old. He pulled out DL4s. He pulled out whammies. Like he was doing it at all. You know.
I think
That
the
is
DD20
so fun.
The DD20 would be great.
cool.
Okay, can I just suggest if you're gonna go
Yes.
DL4, I'll just
Yeah.
suggest this.
Yeah, yeah,
what
yeah,
could
yeah.
you get a Line 6 M9 for these days?
Oh, we're about to find out.
I mean, because that would be all the
I
DL.
mean, if a pedal train 2 is a
and-
rounding
right.
Nine.
All the DL4s. Yeah. Right.
Wow, they're 230, 240.
Oh, really?
Yes, 200. That's
Oh,
more expensive than I
200.
thought.
I thought they'd be 109.
I thought they'd be that
Whoa.
too.
Yeah, I did too. Oh, yep. HX.
You know
Stomp.
why? I bet they're all broken at this point, and you can't. Like, there's so few of them
you
left.
can't find them. Yeah.
Yeah, you can't even get them.
How
Supply and
much
demand.
is
They're
just
like-
a DL4? Oh, a Mark 1 is $120. $110
For a
I
DL4.
remember-
Oh, dog.
What's a DD20?
120 or 125.
So you're gonna go DL4 over the DD20?
I might go DD20. The modulate setting
Oh, it's so good.
is
Great, man.
absurdly. It's so good.
So DD20 at
Let's go
120.
the
DD20.
Giga
Yeah.
delay. What
the
a great
Giga
name.
delay. Man.
I had one of those, and you know what I paired with it?
What?
At the time, I paired a DD3,
Uh-huh.
and then eventually I got a brand new Boss DD7 with the
I had one of
analog
those.
with the
Oh,
analog
yeah.
sound. And I was like, oh yeah, it's got the
Yeah.
analog.
Was that the
That's-
one that you held down?
Yeah,
to
you
do the
held it
tap
down, then you
tempo?
could tap
Yeah.
it, and it did a
Dang.
bunch of stuff. And what was great about those is you could get the Boss tap, and you could use the Y cables. It would send. You could split
Oh,
the
to
cable.
both.
So that's what I would do. One tap to go to multiple Boss.
It was like a quartz before there was a quartz.
yes,
That's
exactly.
cool.
Yeah.
One
That's-
tap, and you just used a Y
I did
cable.
the same thing. I had that same thing.
Yeah.
I used that with a timeline. That was a good pair. You know,
A what? With
the DD7 and the timeline.
Did you really?
Because
Oh,
I
that's
run the
brilliant.
timeline on analog. You know?
Heck yeah. That's how I sync the Deluxe Memory Man and DD5. The Deluxe Memory Man has a tap out, and so I'll tap it
Oh,
in,
that's cool.
and it syncs
sends
both,
it.
and they're in sync always. It's
That
amazing.
is
The
cool.
Deluxe Memory Man has a tap out.
It does, or a tap
Wow.
in. It goes both ways.
Oh, that's really
Wow.
cool.
It's
That's
very
a cool
sweet.
feature.
It's
How
very
come all
sweet.
big boxes don't have
Yes.
You should send.
Yes.
Yeah. It's like MIDI in and out. Like
Yep.
you should pass along the tap.
Yep.
that? In and out, good burgers.
So these are your three, right? The top row.
Okay. I just had a change of heart. I'm gonna be real. I'm like, I feel like
You're going Kemper.
no.
You're going walrus.
How much is a Kemper stage
He's
used?
like, can I
just
just-
going all in? I no. I
much.
want a Deluxe Memory Man. That's the pedal. If there was one pedal,
Looking
how
at
much?
it made you
looking at it,
go back.
$260.
260. You're right.
Yeah. So
Can I tell you?
yeah,
a side
please
note?
do, please
I
do.
feel better.
Oh man, thank you. Thank
Side
you.
note: my old school rig,
Yeah.
like when I was really in, before I had the DD20, was 2 Boss DM2s. Oh. When before any reissues, for Waza, and a big box deluxe memory man, nothing was in time.
Was that
All
cool
on
though?
one board?
One board, 2 DM2s,
And a
my
memory
deluxe
man.
memory man.
Was it cool though?
That's a lot of analog
great.
delay.
Yeah.
It was awesome. I didn't know
Yeah.
what I know now.
Yep.
And I
Yeah.
I never tried to tap in delay.
So they, no
Yeah.
matter what you were playing, they were all at that tempo, whatever it was set to. Okay.
Yeah.
I know. I never tapped.
Me and Van Halen,
If it's good enough for Van Halen. All right. What's the
Yeah,
count
where we at?
here? The,
260,
Did you adjust?
280.
Yeah, I adjusted.
Okay.
What's
you got
my total?
380 left.
I have $380 left.
yeah.
for reference.
Okay. All right. So we're gonna get rid of the VB2
Okay.
and the King of Tone for sure.
For sure.
The RC booster's $100. I'm thinking, how much is a Benson preamp?
I like that thing.
It's a wonderful pedal. Oh, or
I think
gosh,
it's okay.
You think it's okay?
Yeah. I think
Okay.
it's okay.
Do you have
Okay.
one of those?
No.
Ooh,
Benson.
185. How much is a protein?
280, I think.
I'm a big protein fan.
See,
Yeah,
yeah.
260 V2.
Ah.
Little drop in price. This
So
is
if he
this
gets
is where
the
it's gonna
protein, what do you have left? I'm just curious.
For
be.
what? How much is it?
260.
260.
Yeah.
Ooh, that only leaves you 120.
Okay. And I've got a protein.
He's got 380 without the protein.
Okay. Leaves me 120. I might go for a 3 series chorus. So I got chorus and vibrato. That'd be fun. Let's throw that on there.
Okay, so the protein and the 3 series chorus.
Yep.
What are those? $100?
Used probably
Used
even
like 80
less.
probably.
Yeah.
80.
I said 80 on mine.
Did you?
Yeah.
Okay.
80, I think.
That's
It leaves you
probably
$40
about
left.
$40. What can I do
Do
with
something
40?
cheap.
Dude, you can go with like a
Yeah.
used more pedal.
You-
Sometimes they're like $18.
Yeah,
they're like
some,
17
sometimes
$18
like
or something.
like
Man.
a tube screamer,
Like,
like
you
a,
want another Boss
like
pedal?
a cheap like.
If you want another Boss pedal,
Ooh.
you just find the Behringer copy of it and
Yep.
then look for it used.
Wait a second.
It'll
wait
be
a second.
$40.
Wait a second. The
Yeah.
Behringer vibrato.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good
Yeah.
one.
Sorry, JHS. Get rid of that. Get rid of that 3 series. Behringer.
Get rid of the
They're
three
like
things.
$20.
Yeah, they're $20, man.
Wait, the
Behringer
course
vibrato.
is leaving?
Yeah, course is gone, bro. All right, you keeping up?
I'm
Let's go.
here. You got 120 left.
$30 for a Behringer.
I see what you're doing.
You didn't even put
Vibrato.
any Amazon pedals on here.
Amazing.
Amazing.
Amazon.
Nah, dog. How much
You got
have-
$90 left.
Okay.
After the Behringer.
Okay. 90 left.
I mean that's.
Do I need? I'm kind of like oh, I don't know if I need anything more than that. I might.
You don't have to fill it up.
I know.
I
You
know
can get
that's-
any 3 series you want. $90.
This is true.
Yeah.
Any 3 series pedal you want.
Yeah.
You can put that harmonic trim, put the chorus back on there.
The harmonic trim would be sweet. Let's. Hold on. Can I see it? I gotta see it.
Yeah, I'm trying to find this. The chorus pedal has some name.
Oh, okay.
I typed
okay.
in Behringer chorus and nothing
This
came
is
up.
good. This is good. Okay, I'm gonna adjust again here, since I've
Is
got
it
90
yellow?
bucks. Yeah. No, it's green.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Green
UV.
Behringer
I think it's UV
I
300.
think
That's the name I need.
Yep. Behringer vibrato is
I got you right there.
UV 300. Yep.
God, that thing is ugly.
Sure is.
It
Yeah,
really took
that's
your
it.
board down quite a bit. Like,
Did it?
Oh my gosh, it's $30 new. It's $30 new.
You can rehouse it, right?
Yes.
You can rehouse it.
I'm so indecisive.
Wait, what's his count?
He's got.
He's looking for a $90 pedal.
$90 pedal.
All right.
I mean, 3 series back
Yeah,
on the table.
any 3 series back on the table. Yeah.
Here's what's gonna happen.
Mm-hmm.
New.
I like how serious you're
I
taking
know.
this. It's good.
Here's what's gonna happen. Yeah,
Best
exactly.
case scenario.
I'm gonna ditch the RV5.
Whoa.
I'm gonna get
Wait,
that money back.
How
Yeah, go
much
ahead.
money does he have left?
He has $90
And
left.
I
you
just
love
wanna
the
throw out-
RV5.
I just
know.
want to
You
throw
do
out
you,
there.
man. I'm just
I
trying
do.
to.
I just
No,
want
no,
to
no.
throw out there. If
Yeah,
you want to
hit me.
save some money,
Okay.
you could get rid of your deluxe memory man
Uh-huh,
and
yeah,
go
yeah.
with the Behringer
Yeah.
vintage
Oh,
time
no.
machine.
No, nope. Ain't happening.
So you're more committed to the memory man than the RV5.
100%.
How much is
yeah.
RV5 worth?
What'd we say? You got the
I
note,
mean, the
right?
RV5 is good though, man.
It is,
And
but
what's your plan here?
I'm gonna
$80
go.
for RV5. How much better are you getting?
I'm gonna go New Neighbor Immerse Mark II. You guys played that pedal?
No. But you're not
Chef's
saving
kiss.
money though, right?
No, I'm not. I'm swapping out. Here's the thing. I'm totally just throwing.
So with the
That's fine.
RV5,
Throwing
you
caution to
got
the wind.
170 left. So is
Oh,
that
look
enough?
at this. 160.
160.
So I have $10 left.
Sweet.
There it is.
You could get a
good.
used
Wait, so
Flamma
is he
for
gonna-
$10.
Hard
Yeah,
pass.
Yeah, ditch the RV5 in
Yep.
favor of the what?
In favor of the New Neighbor Immerse Mark
The
II.
new neighbor.
Yep. The
Oh.
plate
You
and
like
haul
it.
modes.
What was the
it's
other?
amazing.
What was the really popular new neighbor pedal that had?
Wet.
The Wet.
It was
Yeah.
the wet, and then
Yeah.
they had
Did I miss
the
something?
Iconoclast was the cab simulator, I think, or something like that.
Man, I'm just tempted to just. Okay, how much do I have left?
You had $10.
I had $10.
Like that?
Oh no. Yeah.
Okay.
That was
Okay.
the new neighbor.
Uh-huh.
I think you could afford like an Altoid box.
For my
like-
picks.
Yeah.
So chain is protein.
Yep.
Vibrato?
Protein. Yeah, protein vibrato.
Memory man.
Yeah.
Then the
And
new
then
neighbor.
Yep.
and Tonex at the end.
Yep. Oh no.
you
Tonex.
gotta go to
Tonex. Yeah, so I can go stereo there. Yeah, and I've got how much left? $10.
$10.
Okay, I'm buying a Passion Tango tea from
There you go.
Starbucks.
I love it.
The Trenti.
The
Trenta.
Trenta.
I'm gonna
Thank
do
you.
a flat, like a wide board for you.
Yeah,
so
there you
everything's
go.
in front of you.
I love
Okay.
that.
It's got to be a wide
gotta be
board.
the-
Look at that.
That was fun.
Would you
Wait,
be
wait.
as enthusiastic with this board as
Yeah,
the other
Let's
board?
see that
I
again.
would.
Can I see
Yeah.
that again?
Wait, can you stack them?
That's really good.
Put the Tonex up at the top right, and then the Immerse.
sure.
Okay.
Wait, so it's like a
I'm
a
taking
junior.
this seriously. Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Classic Junior. There it
I
is.
see.
That's my board.
You can
Yep.
find one of those anywhere. Classic Junior. Okay, number one guitar. What's your number one guitar that you'd be playing with this?
My black Telly, my K line.
The
Yep.
old K line.
The old
Picture
K-line.
here? Are we putting
Yep.
a picture here?
Yep.
Okay.
go.
I'll send you a picture. It still needs to be refretted. You guys have been helping me with my refret journey here and there. It's been a long journey, but we're getting there. We're almost there. Frets are on order.
The K line. I don't think I've ever played a K line.
It's a really great
I've always
instrument.
heard good things.
Yep. It's my favorite instrument. Or I might go. I have a Black Falcon as well, but probably my Telly. It's more excited. Look at that.
Better.
Look at that.
That's a nice board.
That's
There it
really
is.
solid, man.
There it is.
We
Yep.
need to make all these boards in real life and then compare what they sound like.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Dude, plug
Yep.
them all in.
Yeah.
Dude, if
Man.
only someone
At the same
modeled
time.
all of these.
Oh no.
If only someone modeled them all and you could just put them together and then play them right here. Well, imagine if Pedal Planner came up with models for all of these pedals. You just put it
Oh
on.
dang. There is a company that they did some sort of like online. Do you guys know what I'm talking about?
It would play
Yes.
your guitar through
Yes.
the pedal.
Right.
I did that,
You
and
could
I had
pick
no
it.
idea what was happening.
Yep. No idea.
But it
I'm
was-
sorry, what?
Yeah, it's
You-
like an on. I don't know if it
You
still
would
exists.
send,
but-
you would play. It would like send your signal there, right?
Yeah.
And then it would come back through the pedal,
Like
you
in
were-
real time?
Well,
I
so
don't know
they
about
say.
real time.
But like, it's not like you're emailing them a sound file.
I don't know.
No, I can't. But I remember what you were talking about.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
probably not even live anymore.
You played it, right?
Probably
you played
so.
and it would
Yeah,
go through
yeah.
that pedal.
Yeah.
What a cool idea.
What were they doing? I
Super
don't
cool
remember.
idea.
Anyway,
Wasn't it you were playing and then your signal would come out there and it would go through the pedal and then you would hear it?
I love that.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Pretty sick.
That seems unlikely that they would set that up for you, but
I love that.
yeah.
Yeah.
Or it would play sound samples through. Maybe like they just had. You
Maybe
could
that
like
was
turn
it.
knobs. You could like
That
turn
was
the
it.
knobs
That
in here.
That was
it.
it. You could turn
Yeah.
the knobs in here, but there was it was pre
Yes.
play
The player
record, yeah,
was- yeah,
pre-recorded
like a
playing,
Tonex.
and then
Yeah.
you could change the
Setting
pedals.
sounds.
So it was like it was like you were controlling the demo. Listening to it, you could make it dirtier,
Yes.
less
That
dirty.
way,
Yes.
that makes more sense than playing live into your computer.
Yeah, I was
Yeah,
thinking that.
absolutely it does.
Yeah.
Absolutely
Yeah.
it does.
Wouldn't that be cool though? If you could,
Yeah.
like remote in,
Someday.
I think you could.
like remote in and play through
I
their
could probably do
their
it.
VST or something, and then
There's-
have it come back. There'd be way too much latency for that.
I mean, there would be a lot of latency.
Probably.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, sure.
It wouldn't
mean-
be anything like real time.
I mean, look,
Yeah.
if latency is just some amount of lag, then emailing it in is just latency, right? It's just-
Right.
we just
True
got
that.
it's got a 24-hour latency.
It's just waiting.
You play the note, it'll get there.
Oh my
You know?
gosh. I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
It could work. Well, you know what? I think those are
solid.
2 really good boards. Tonex is still your number 1, huh?
Yep, it sure is.
All right.
Yep, I'm still rocking and rolling with the Tonex.
Did you get 2?
I do have 2, yeah.
Okay. Last time you were saying you were gonna get a second
Yep.
one. Okay.
Yeah, I have 2. Which to touch on that topic, 2 different amps. Two of the same amps, sort of different. Feels better in my ears.
So
That was
what are
something
you
I was
using?
like, matchless captures. I've been using the WT C30.
All right, this show's over. I don't know. I don't know.
What are you
you
doing?
don't have a
don't
C30.
understand it.
Hey,
Wait,
I
what's
don't.
behind you?
Well, you don't have that in tone.
not a-
Oh,
You know what though? I will say this.
What?
I'm about to do that for Tonex because what I did for Tonex, that was really early on, and I
Yeah.
did only directs. And I would, because I thought
Yeah.
this was like, I think like the pedal was just coming out, and I was
Right.
like, just assign an IR, but I don't like that as much in the Tonex world.
Yeah.
To just do direct. So I thought, because I kept getting requests for that.
Okay.
So my BC30 pack is like all directs with an IR in the rigs.
Okay.
Which is fine. It sounds
Yeah.
like an IR. You know what I mean?
Interesting. So you run the same capture set differently?
No, so I have the EF86 channel on one side, and then I was either using the jump channel or the other.
12x7. Or
Yeah.
whatever. Okay.
Yeah, the normal channel.
Wow, that's cool.
Yeah.
So same amp, different settings.
Right. Exactly. Yeah.
And that's
it's
better.
been wonderful.
That sounds better for you than 2 totally different amps.
Yeah.
Like a deluxe reverb in a box.
Yep. And they're a little different. Although I will say, I think to redeem myself, the other day I tried the AC30, the 66 AC30, Tonex with the WT. They might be out of phase though. So the problem at home, I can just flip the phase. Why don't they give you the option in the pedal to flip the phase?
You know what does? Anyway,
It's green.
What?
I know.
I
it's
never would've
amazing how
guessed.
every problem that people come up with is like, they already solved that. Already solved that.
Interesting.
It's almost like if you were designing a guitar thing, you might consider that these could be the issues. You know what I
I
mean?
was excited about it when you sent. You're like, hey man, we're changing what we're doing at NAMM. We're gonna film, and I was like, I'm so excited. And then it's not stereo in still. I'm sorry. You just
What's not stereo in?
the Kemper stereo player
yeah,
isn't
yeah.
stereo in. I want stereo amps at the end of my chain. It does
Right.
feel different. On Sunday, I used my
Right.
Tonex prior to my Flint because I wanted to just. I'm getting a bigger board. Blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
Anyways, but I prefer all effects in
Right,
front
right.
of the amp.
Interesting.
That's my
Right.
beef.
I'm gonna try that. We were just talking about two Tonexes. I'm gonna
Yep.
try that.
They
You
should
should.
have a phase flip.
100%.
on the
Yeah.
Tonex.
Yeah. I wonder if they
what
could
else
add
you-
it in the song.
Can't you just add more cable to one of them? That's a joke. I was
I
joking.
mean, that is
Like a lot of cable.
At some point it goes out of phase.
right. At some point,
Where was it? Nobody knew.
It'll be
Yeah.
enough.
Like just a patch cable to one, but then like 100-foot cable to the other.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, you know,
Slowing
could
down the
work.
signal.
Brian and I were talking
Nerd.
about.
Well, my thought process was, why are things out of phase? It's like different speaker,
Yeah.
distances.
Yeah.
or
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
like,
Yeah.
what's the next
Yeah.
best thing?
Or sometimes it's one is pushing and the other's pulling. It's completely
Right.
wired reverse.
Oh, right.
Yeah. Which will happen. Like every gain stage will flip the phase.
Like the
So
UA pedals.
an uneven.
Also out of phase
See,
with
that's
each other.
because
drives
they
me
make the
nuts,
pedals.
dude.
with each other. They
That's
knew we
crazy.
would use them at the same time.
Crazy.
I'm like, hey, idea. Love it that you did them the same way. Well, there's an app. Phase.
Hey,
flip.
let
Yeah,
me
could we-
Yeah.
That'd be great.
That's a great idea.
Right? Thank you, Suze.
All
Thank
these
you.
things.
Brian and I were talking. There's a Little Labs. You guys know what this is? It's like a phase shift, so you can move because not everything's like 90 degrees out or 180 degrees out, right? What would be? It'd be 180, totally flip, right?
Sure.
Yeah. So not everything is
Yeah.
180.
It's like somewhere in between.
Yeah, exactly. So there's this thing, I don't know what it's called, Little Labs something, but you can. It's basically just like phase shifting at a certain.
Yeah.
You can do in between
A
degrees.
slider or something.
Yeah,
just over
which I'm
it,
like,
yeah.
I wonder. I don't know. Is that difficult to do in a Tonex?
No, it's just a very short delay.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. They could just give you.
Yeah. Anyways.
Make us one, John.
The auto thing is
Please do.
probably the more challenging
right
thing
on
than
that.
just adding a little delay. you know,
Right. Right.
A couple milliseconds or whatever.
Yep.
Well,
I think we still have one camera.
yeah, not for long. Not for long.
That's how we
to
know
go.
we're at an hour. is
That's
that
how we
our
know.
cameras
That's
die.
how we know we get to the end. The cameras are dead. Someone told me your battery should last a lot longer.
Yeah.
And I
Addison's
thought
like,
about
I
it.
know.
Yeah, right?
This is
Right?
kind of what I do.
Do you know what I think it is?
What?
When you run these cameras in 4K,
100%.
it like really, because these are what are these? They're not the model up that everybody likes.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
The GH whatevers.
Yeah.
These are the step below that.
They're the step below it.
They're just the G.
And they have
GH5,
they have, I
GH6.
don't
Is
know
this
what
Camera Friends podcast? What?
well, they have
what are
and they have the same processor.
Oh, okay.
But I've always heard people say, "Oh yeah, if you run it in 4K, like the autofocus gets weird."
doing? Oh, there's this.
There it is.
You know, the autofocus
Yeah,
gets
yeah.
weird.
Yeah.
You know, because they're like, it just doesn't. It
Yeah.
can't. It doesn't want to do it. So I think it's a combination of that, but also all the batteries that I own, I bought 4 years ago. And
They're
they've-
old.
They've lived on the chargers.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They just
You've
sit there all the
destroyed them.
time.
Yep.
I've destroyed them apparently,
Yeah.
according to you. All right,
Quite
so
literally.
if you want some great tones, check out Worship Tutorials Tonex patches. Apparently,
We'll link
Guys,
them in the description below.
They're pretty dang good.
and also congratulations, Addison, on your move to Alabama.
Oh, nice one. You got me. Wow.
All right, this is
was
episode
good.
25. It's in the bag.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if we do this same thing that we've just done 3 additional times,
Yeah.
we'll be at 100. And
Dang.
by that point, we could have hundreds of listeners.
100. There are hundreds of us.
I'll close with this. I'll just say this. It is not in, what's the word? It's something to me. Interesting. Funny. I don't know. It's something that we do this, hour, 2 hours, and, it's not a ton of people listen to the full episode. But we chop this thing up and put a different thumbnail on it, and it'll get 10 times as many views. You know what I mean?
So, yeah, the shorter clips.
Oh,
but
yeah.
but then people will be in the comments like clickbait, and it's like, we really are doing what's in the video. I'm really shutting down the business. You know what I mean?
Say it again for the algorithm.
All right.
It's all a game. Anyway, I've been HW.
Oh, I've been Seuss, yeah.
I'm John too.
I've been Addison.